Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the event briefing for the Coastal Classic this coming Saturday. My name's Mark, I'll be your race director, and we look forward to welcoming you along to Bundeena. Before we get started, I'd like to take this opportunity to acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land upon which we will be meeting and pay our respects to their elders, past, present, and emerging. First thing I'd like to go over today is just quickly mention the event program, which is attached to the email that this video is also attached to. A lot of information in the event program. Any questions you are likely to have about the event will be covered in that. So if you don't see it covered in this video, make sure you have a good read of the event program. That should answer any questions you have. Also attached to that email will be the runner list. The runner list will give you your race number, which you'll need to collect your race bib on race morning. We'll also have some hard copies at the event in case you need it. So speaking of arriving to the event, transport is obviously an important part. This year with the change from Otford to Bundeena course to the Bundeena out and back course, there is going to be a lot of runners looking to drive to and from the event, so driving to Bundeena and away from there. If you are planning to drive, please have a good look at the Google Map link that's in the event program, which has a large area of Bundeena marked out in red, where we ask that you do not park for the event. That's either because the streets are very narrow and won't leave room for other users, or they're on the event route itself, or there's areas we want to set aside for the local cafes and businesses in Bundeena to have room for their normal customers to be able to access them on Saturday morning. Therefore, for you runners, we ask that you park slightly further away. You'll see outside the red area on the map there's plenty of residential streets where there's plenty of parking, and it will only leave you a short walk to the event centre. A lot of you have signed up, and we thank you for that, have signed up for the free shuttle bus to and from Sutherland Station. So once again on that Google Map link, there's a location marked for where the buses will be picking up from and dropping off to at Bundeena, and then post-event they'll pick up from the same location and drop everyone back to Sutherland train station. So there's sufficient buses booked for all runners that have booked that service. So please make use of that if you can. That would be really helpful for the event long term. I mentioned quickly about race bibs. All runners will be collecting their race bibs on race morning. Check the runner list for your race number. Join the appropriate line. Come along. Give the volunteers and staff at the rego desk your race number. They'll hand over your bib. You'll be set to go. Will take a little bit of time to get through everybody, but rego opens at 7:30 and the event doesn't start until 9, so there's plenty of time to get everybody their race number. It should be a very easy process, as you give us your race number, we give you your race number, your race bib, and away you go. Talking about the start, it's not a mass start, it is a trickle start. So that means there's going to be 2 runners starting every 5 seconds. This helps with preventing any congestion out on course. With the route this year, there is around 4 kilometres before the track starts to narrow down, apart from one section of around 200 to 300 metres, about 2 k's into the event off the back of Gibbon Beach. So there is plenty of room to spread out and find a good running pace before the track starts to narrow out. But we do ask that you self-seed. Alright, so there'll be signage indicating goal times through the start chute. We'll make some announcements during the day as well. So if you are a faster runner, make sure you get out on the course earlier. If you are slower, make sure you stick back, let those quicker runners go. It'll make it less stressful and a better day for you overall. Remember, your time doesn't start until you actually cross the starting mat, so there's no disadvantage for starting a little bit later. And also, there's no cut-offs this year due to the late course change, so there's really no reason to start earlier than what you need to. So take your time, let those faster runners go, and we'll get you out on course quick smart, and you'll have a better day overall. As I mentioned in the parking area, in the parking section, we are going to be running on road a little bit. So right near the start, as we leave Bundeena, and at the finish, as you arrive back to Bundeena, you will be running along roads. These roads aren't closed, they are open to traffic. They are very quiet, but please stick to the left or stick on the footpath on the verge if you can. Stay in single file. Watch out for any traffic. There'll be marshals in there alerting you for any cars moving around. The cars have right of way. Make sure you give them plenty of space. A couple of seconds you spend waiting for a car to go past is not going to affect your time and is much better than the alternative. Also, just in regards to safety, the weather has started to warm up, which could mean some reptiles start emerging from their winter hibernation, and they could be starting to move about. So keep an eye out for that. There could be snakes out on course. It's also a trail one. There's lots of things you can slip on, you can fall over, all those sort of things. So take care. One to your ability. Watch your footing. Okay. Now also with the course change this year, as you would all know, it's an out and back course. So it's 14 k's down the Wattamolla, where you then turn around and come back along the same way. All right, therefore it's important that all runners stay single file unless you are overtaking someone, and stay to the left. All right, let's work together to make sure that the event goes as smoothly as possible. It could be a bit crowded in some sections, but with 14 kilometres of course before the first runner turns around, plus the trickle start, we're hoping there'll be a general flow of runners in both directions just down near the turnaround point. But for the majority of the course, everybody will be mainly going the same direction. But just bear that in mind. It is a bit of a change this year, so please be aware of that. Be respectful for the other runners, and that'll make everyone's day go better. Speaking about people on the course, there could well be other users on the course as well. Okay, they have just as much right to be there as you do, out there enjoying the Royal National Park. So give them plenty of space. Say hi to them. They're out there enjoying the beautiful scenery just as much as you are. So let's share the space with them, please. If you do come across any injured runner out on course, make sure if you can stay with them. If they require assistance, send the next runner along further along the course to radio in and call in so we can provide assistance as needed. If you do spend time helping an injured runner, happy to credit that time to you. So come and see me post-event if you helped, runner X for 10 minutes. Happy to take 10 minutes off your time for helping out on course. The course has been heavily marked. Lots of pink tape, red on white wrong way signs show which way not to go, and red and white arrows show which way to go. And there's also going to be marshals at a lot of the junction points. Most of those marshals are going to be the Bushies. They're a local running group, great supporters of the event. You'll see them in their red and white Bushies t-shirts. Without them, we couldn't do the event, so make sure you give them a hi, give them a smile and a wave as you go past. A bunch of them will probably want a high five as well, so make sure you do that. You'll see them out on all the aid stations and out on course, so make sure you say hi to the Bushies out there. And also the volunteers back here at the event centre. They'll be there helping out with registration at the start of the finish. Make sure you give them a big thanks as well. They're giving up their day to help you have a great day. That's all that I'm going to cover now. We'll do another quick announcement at the start line on race morning before you get started. But as I said, have a good look at the event program. Make sure you understand how you get into the event, where you're going to be parking if you're driving down, and make sure you know your race number so you can turn up, join the appropriate line at registration, get your bib, and we'll get you out on course, and you can run the beautiful Coastal Classic 2022. Thanks very much.